welcome back to another episode of the ALIZEE YEEZY show. Here I am with my mate Kieron.
Hello everyone.
You've been on before, you're my co-host this week. I've decided not to throw everyone in the deep end, but I've decided I'm going to have a rolling rota of co-hosts just because I'm frenetic and erratic and eccentric and I just feel like that would kind of work well.
Keep people on their toes.
Yeah, because I feel like a duo dynamic works quite well because I've just noticed recently there are some podcasts where having several people on works, but sometimes I've just noticed people talk, and I'm not saying this about it's happened on mine. People talk, right? No, I've been listening to the Tana Mojo podcast.
I was wondering if you were going to name it.
Oh god, it's the Tana Mojo podcast I'm on about, where it's just constantly talking over and interrupting. And I feel like sometimes maybe a duo dynamic. I'm just testing things out, seeing what works, saying this is my show, I can do what I want.
Exactly. Zero commitment to any kind of format.
Exactly. Let's just do what we want. So here you are, back again.
Welcome back to my channel.
Don't you dare usurp me. I brought you into this world, I can take you out of it.
Maybe next week it'll be just me. Let's see.
Imagine, actually, Emma Chamberlain, she does she just does a podcast by herself, which I could. I could actually. I think I could easily sit here and talk to myself for an hour.
Your whole main channel.
I like it. It's not too bad. How's your week been? What have you been up to?
My week has been good. Just doing lots of studying because I'm an academic.
Well done, good for you.
Yeah, thanks. No, I'm studying clinical psychology, which is very interesting, and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Don't psychoanalyze me.
I can't help it. It's already happening. No, I don't know. I do find that though with my interpersonal relationships that sometimes I do have to take a step back and be whoa now,
Whoa now.
It's quite difficult.
Like a cowboy, whoa there.
It's quite difficult to just take things at face value sometimes.
That reminds me of when I was in college, one of my friends was doing psychology.
Yeah.
And I think he literally did 5 lessons of psychology. And then he was like, ALIZEE, when you're there twiddling your hair, it's actually a symptom of this and this. And I'm like, I've done this all my life. And do you know why? It's not nerves, it's not anxiety, and it's not because I'm flirting with...
It's a trauma response.
Oh my, the worst is when men will be like you're playing with your hair and it's it's literally nothing to fucking do with you. I'm not attracted to you. I think nothing of you. My hair is it's really soft.
Yeah,
it's always been soft.
I can imagine. It looks really soft.
I like to actually rub it against my face, but I'm wearing makeup, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
That's what I like to. It feels nice and soft.
I would do the same.
What are you looking at me like that for? When you rub it against your upper lip area, it just feels nice and soft. But if I do that, my face is going to be 2 different colours.
Sure.
Wipe the
Let's
foundation
avoid that,
away.
yeah.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Your uni, so it's going all right.
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. I feel like now that I've said publicly that I'm studying, if I do drop out, it's going to be very shameful. But it's okay. I am determined to get a degree.
If you do drop out, I'll just never have you back on the podcast so we can protect your privacy.
Please, just let me just be a failure at all aspects.
Actually, speaking of armchair psychology, my week's been all right because I've deleted Instagram. Yeah. My week has been automatically better because I'd had enough. You hadn't even noticed until I mentioned literally 20 minutes ago.
How many days ago are we talking?
I know exactly because I use the screen data time manager thing on my phone. See how much screen time.
That thing I completely ignore because it stresses me out.
It's pretty bad. My screen time's well, if it's a few hours on YouTube a week, well, that's just my job. So I don't care about that. Sure. But Instagram, it was quite high and it was why?
What are you gaining?
And I did notice that for the Instagram portion of the screen time management program, it had gone down so much after the 10th. So I believe the 10th is when I deleted.
Okay, and where are we now? 13th or something?
We are halfway through the month, 15th October.
Oh, wow. I do apologise for not noticing your absence from my Instagram.
For 5 whole days.
I know, that is pretty shocking.
I send you memes all the time.
I know, but...
Or influencers' tragic posts.
Yeah, that's true. But there's memes coming through on every social media platform between us. So the fact that one of them kind of dipped off,
Can't believe it. I'm offended. I'm not really.
Yeah, I feel bad.
My God, I feel better already for
Yeah.
not. Maybe I should explain a little bit as to why I just suddenly out of nowhere, because I didn't announce it either. I didn't put on a story saying I'm deleting my Instagram. See you later, losers. I didn't do that because it's just like the phrase "this isn't an airport, no need to announce your departure" really comes to mind.
Yeah.
So
like,
I didn't.
Nobody asked.
I know exactly. It's like don't care to ask. I
Yeah.
didn't want to be dramatic or like melodramatic about it. Be like I'm just leaving. Because it's not like that. It's just I feel like we're using social media apps, so they should serve you in some way. And if you're not getting anything back from an app, like if you're going onto an app and it's actually just annoying you, then it's probably a time to kind of like, cut that. Because I don't use Twitter for kind of similar. I stopped using Twitter because I was just sick of seeing like thousands of people's opinions every day about like just nonsense. It was a bit too much. I don't think the mind is designed to deal with Twitter.
Yeah.
I really don't think it's... because it gets a bit too much.
Not everything needs a think piece.
Well, when people get like, what's it called, ratioed on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right.
I do enjoy that, to be honest.
So do I. I do think it's funny, but at the same time, I also do think, imagine being on the receiving end of that, and you're getting thousands of people being like, "Fuck you," like, or
I would delete my account.
Saying worse, as people like tend to do on the internet. And I have a private Facebook account for stalking my boomer relatives.
Sure.
Naturally.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Facebook, I can manage my time very easily on that because I don't do the endlessly scrolling thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Facebook, it's just your friends and then the pages you follow.
With Facebook, you kind of know what's on there, whereas with Instagram, with stuff like the Explore page, you could just like go endlessly. It's just like endless content.
Yeah, and that's what I do.
This is why I spend so much time on TikTok.
That's why I can't use TikTok for that.
Consumes my life.
But I'd always be looking at, and it wasn't so much to do with. I guess it was. I was spending way too much time on there, and then I was also just. I was just seeing a lot of like stupidity, like posts on Instagram that were just stupid, and then comments. I'd go in there because I had just a stickler for I just read comments, and I shouldn't. I don't read comments on my channel
just to piss yourself off. I
would try to not. It really felt like sometimes I'd wake up and the first thing I'd do, when I'm still in bed, is look on my phone, look for Instagram, check that, and then I'd just see like some dumb shit.
Become seethingly angry. Begin your day.
Exactly, and that was so unhealthy, and it was unhealthy for me to be doing that.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm I don't think it comes across online that I'm a very irritable person, because I do. I can walk down the street and just be like, right, there's 10 things here that's pissing me off about this street and the people and the sky and that kind of thing,
But to be fair, for your channel, you turn it into content.
Thank you so much. But I feel like I was just seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram that wasn't me being irritable. It was, no, this is genuinely some dumb stuff. And I know that there's probably 12-year-olds on there like saying the dumb stuff, but it was just like, no, I can't deal with this. Sure. It wasn't anything like really extreme.
Yeah, nothing too egregious.
Shall I say it? Shall I say it about the trillionaire thing? Should I?
You're gonna expose some random kid on the internet.
No, because I'm not going to use any names.
Sure.
Like they would only know if they
they're
watched
watching
this.
If
you're watching this, you were the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, you made ALIZEE delete her entire Instagram account.
It was just so. That Twitch got hacked and streamers' income for the past 2 years got released, and people were talking about this and whatever, and some people were outraged at how much people were. I don't know. I don't care about Twitch. Sorry, I don't care about Twitch.
Yeah,
but that was a whole thing that happened, and then someone, I think this streamer called Dream, who I see their name come up on my YouTube recommended a lot, and I have no idea who they're.
Never heard of them.
Dream, maybe they do Minecraft. I don't know. I think they're always in trouble. They made some joke Twitter. They made some joke tweet on Twitter about, here's the top streamers' incomes, blah, 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 1.6 trillion, blah, 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 840 billion, blah, blah, blah. Nonsense. And I was like, that's silly. And then I went on the comments because like someone clipped this, put this on Instagram to talk about the whole Twitch. And this was like one of 10 pictures, right? So this was just 1/10 of the post someone had made. And then I go on the comments and there were people genuinely being like, trillion? No way, that can't be true. A trillionaire? Someone's a trillionaire from Twitch? And I was like, I felt my eyelid twitch because it was just... Right, let's get rid of maybe there might be a 12-year-old saying this.
Okay.
Like, we have Google right there.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
have no single person who is a trillionaire. This is a fact. We know this. It's easily Googleable. There's such a
Googleable.
lack of critical thinking. Like, someone saw that and went, "Oh my god, someone's a trillionaire from Twitch."
Yeah.
From
it's
Twitch.
pretty unbelievable.
Of all the platforms, Twitch. Because another thing about these Twitch streamers things,
Yeah.
the incomes. In the past 2 years, I think the highest earner got something like 12 million from Twitch over 2 years.
Yeah, which is a lot.
I think someone else, a channel that I follow on YouTube, I'm not going to say who because I'm not going to air them out. I don't know them personally, so whatever. But I think they made like 5 million in 2 years. But I know from like looking at people's social blades, and social blade has a cap, yeah. So when they say, oh, this channel makes a maximum of like 1 million a month, it's probably a lot more because your CPM, if you're a bigger channel, then most likely you've got like a really high CPM, but social blade has a cut off. So like there's one person who on Twitch is maybe earning like 5 million over 2 years, which is a lot. But on YouTube, more likely earning 1 million a month. So it's like Twitch is not the highest paid platform, is my point. Like YouTube is a very highly paid platform for big YouTubers. So someone out there thought for a second, or maybe in a minute, seriously, that someone became a trillionaire from Twitch of all platforms.
You do this for your career though. Like you do know this kind of like platform, like information. This 12-year-old probably doesn't have as much of a clue as you do.
Okay, what if they aren't a 12-year-old? What if they were like 30? And there was such a lack of critical thought that someone could then just like make a comment. And then some people have been like, don't be stupid. Right? Yeah. And then some people were like, no, it can't be right. It just can't be. As if they believed it. And I was like, oh my God, I can't. Look at my shoes, by the way. They're well sick. Okay, they're like bumblebees.
Yeah, lush.
It was just, I can't do.
Yeah.
And that's only like one of probably, at this point, thousands of dumb shit that I've seen in comment sections of Instagram. And it's like, I used to be able to like, I'm still laughing about it right now, right? I used to be able to laugh about this stuff a lot more. But I think I'm just becoming like a real old boomer because I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Like, because you can literally just Google something. But it's weird how we have the internet right here in our pockets and we can just Google things. And yet we don't.
But people don't.
And then we make comments and then other people either have to explain it, but they have to waste their time interacting with something that's easily Googleable. And that's why I don't use Instagram. Also, I don't really put pictures up.
Because of that one kid.
I don't put pictures up on Instagram anyway. So
He
it's
put
like
some lovely pictures.
like once a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Or once every 3 months. It was just, it wasn't doing anything for me and it was just pissing me off.
Yeah, that's the thing. If something's not doing anything for you, you immediately cut it from your life.
Basically, I just don't like seeing people's opinions.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's not true. I don't like seeing people's wrong opinions. Actually, that's not true either because I do like seeing people's wrong opinions because it's funny. And I do have Facebook, which is the home
mecca of
wrong opinions.
Yeah.
But I feel like because Facebook's more personal, so if you're seeing people post like dumb shit or getting into fights, it's like you know them.
It's a bit
so
more fun, yeah.
It's so much.
Yeah, you have that personal connection.
I love seeing my relatives get into arguments with their friends.
Gosh, I can't.
I love the drama so much.
I can't. I have to ignore it. Just scroll past. This is why I don't spend time on Facebook because there's too much. It's like a concentrated burst of dumb shit whenever you open it. It's not worth my time. I would rather see the strangers being dumb. See, that's where we're different.
Yeah, I think my tolerance for it's just gone down.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, I'm not doing the drama stuff anymore because I can't deal with the dumb shit.
Yeah.
It's not worth it to me. Do you see that Shane Dawson did a comeback video?
Yeah, but I haven't watched it yet.
I'm not going to watch it. I have no interest in it. I will roast his books because I like books. I like when books are like a little bit crap.
Yeah, sure.
I weirdly enjoyed that. Like, you know, I weirdly... Do I enjoy Twilight? I don't like it.
You enjoy it enough.
I like the films.
Like, unironically.
I don't know where the line is anymore between ironic and
There's
unironic.
that thing of like you're being ironic and then like one day you wake up and it's not ironic anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have good soundtracks.
Fair enough.
They have good soundtracks. But the books, I do kind of enjoy how like crap they are.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll happily...
Not everything has to be like the holy grail of, you know, literature.
I feel like I should talk more about, on my channel, more about things that I actually do. Well, I have been doing that. And, I liked Squid Game. That was pretty good. I read a book called In the Miso Soup by Murakami, but not that Murakami. I think his name's like Murakami. That was good. Very short, like 200 odd pages about a serial killer in Japan called Frank, some American, just going around like just killing people in Japan.
True story?
No, fiction.
Oh.
Sorry, that was pretty good.
Bet he was called Frank.
Yeah, his name was Frank. Well, we don't even know if that's his real name.
Sure.
Yeah.
Serial killers with very average names. Something to think about.
I should spend more time talking about stuff I like. But I don't know, I'll like, if Tana Mojo ever comes out of her book, I'm definitely going to read it and roast it.
Is she writing a book?
She's been talking about...
Writing a book?
Yeah, for like the past 2 years. She would just make comments here and there being like, oh yeah, that's going in my book.
What book? Nobody knows.
So, you know, when that comes out, I'll happily rip that apart, because I don't see that as drama. That's reviewing under the umbrella term of commentary, of which drama is a subgenre of commentary, but it's a different type of drama. Is more
the
like
way that you're justifying like your genres of content, like,
because I've stopped doing drama, the stuff where it's like, oh my god, did you see what Gabby Hanna did? Because I'm not interested. I don't know. Yeah. I've just lost interest in doing that kind of stuff. Fair enough. But if she wrote a book. Not a poetry book, because I don't know anything about poetry. Sure. I already did one. I shouldn't say that. Neither does she.
Oh God.
Oh my God, she's gonna
Gabby Hanna, please no.
Oh, she's well, I don't know what she's up to, because none of this stuff just isn't in my life. But I obviously did see that Shane Dawson came back, and I'm not going to watch the video. I've literally no interest. Here's the thing with drama as well, like doing drama content. I think I don't want to narrow things down and be like, there's 2 types of people that do drama content. But I feel like there are different types. There's people that enjoy it as a form of gossip and entertainment, TMZ type stuff. And then there's people who want actual change to be enacted and have like more of the social justice element. That second part, I'm sorry to say, I don't think it works. So I don't see the point in doing from that angle anymore, because it's like if James Charles could admit that he was sexting minors, if Shane Dawson can... God, what is the
list?
Good God, just mind went blank. It's just like, it's so much.
Where to start?
Oh, he did edgy jokes. No, he was getting like teenagers to send him pictures of like their feet and stuff.
Yeah.
But then if these people can just like take a break for a bit and then come back and everything's fine, which it is. What's even what is the point?
Just lay low until the next drama rolls around, and it's
Yeah, but what's even the point of talking about it if your angle is, well, I want change to be enacted, because it's clearly that's not working, and you know, I'm not one for I'm not some paragon of like, we must change the world kind of thing, because I don't see that as my purpose in life. I think I'm just here to take the piss out of people.
Yeah, that has its value too.
Thank you. But I'd prefer to take the piss out of like people's books, because I know books. I like books, and that sort of, you know, rather than look, they had a, I don't know, meltdown again, they were doing something.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. Because
the thing is obviously I do enjoy forms of drama. I want to get into beef with actual celebrities. Yeah.
Like real beef.
Real, actual, like everyone on Made in Chelsea. I'm coming for you.
All of them?
All of them. All of them.
You think you can take them all?
Oh, the whole SW3 postcode. Well, the new season of Made in Chelsea came out. And Muggins, me, I've been watching it for like, how long's it been out for? I don't know, a million years. And I've been watching, oh God.
You've been on Made in Chelsea.
I've been in the background in some bits. You can see my head, my big head, big head behind Lucy Watson in Mayfair. And, you know, if they asked me to go on the show, I'd be there in a heartbeat.
If they asked you. Your email inbox is just full of requests to go on.
I sent an email once to ITV being like, I should be on The Only Way is Essex.
And did they reply?
Saying, this is not how we get people to be on TV.
I can imagine.
But the new season of Made in Chelsea came out. And I did a video on Made in Chelsea once where because a lot of it is not scripted per se, but it is constructed. Yeah. Right. And I think at the beginning it was more realistic. And now it's like, well, where's the line actually here? What's going on? How much is real anymore?
This is why I struggle to watch these reality shows, because anytime I'm seeing something happen on screen, I just feel like it's just so manufactured. It's just like what is the point? If it was just like a piece of like television that was like presented to me as like a show, then I might be able to watch it just for what it is. But the fact that it's like packaged as reality TV, when I watch it, it doesn't really feel like reality TV. So I think that's why I'm always like picking it apart in my head and wondering like how they set up each scenario and like who's told what. Just feels very artificial.
Yeah, case in point, there's a couple on there called James and Maeva. And Maeva, she's this just French, like, fucking firecracker. I didn't like her initially when she was on the show because I was like, why is she screaming and crying all the time?
Yeah.
And then after just having that on for several seasons, I got it.
You grow to love it. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, no, I think like her back's hurting from carrying this fucking show. Because she's just always yelling and screaming about like literally nothing. Once her boyfriend was like, look, Maeve, I know you get mad at the sound of your own voice. And her face, I just saw red like a bull. But they're having some sort of like big argument. And this is filmed like, several months ago, several months in advance. They're in some sort of big argument. And it's getting to this point where it's like, are they actually making stuff up to have a storyline?
To fight about,
to be on the show? Because Instagram isn't reality, but their Instagram is so like, it's a complete 180 from what they're presented as on the show.
They're very like lovey-dovey on Instagram and...
To the point where it's like, the whole thing is just confusing. Because it's like, if Instagram is fake and you're faking being this lovey-dovey and you're actually like, Maeve actually hates her boyfriend, which is, it comes across on the show that she hates him. In fact, oh my God, the episode, it was so funny because she literally was like, I can't stand anything about you. Everything you do annoys me. Your presence annoys me. And I was like cracking up for this. It's like fucking brilliant.
That's the thing. If you fight with your significant other on reality TV, every awful thing you say to them is documented forever.
Yeah.
Not fun.
So it's like, which is the reality and which is fake? Because if Instagram is fake and the real relationship is the one we're seeing on the screen, like who are you faking for? Because everyone thinks that like she's awful. Well, most people think I think she's just quality TV.
Yeah.
She's just great entertainment value because it's the way that she just yells at people.
Sometimes terrible people are great TV though.
But then if the TV side is fake, why would you want people to think that you're in a relationship and you hate your boyfriend so much?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. The thing as well with it is, because it's filmed like months prior, you kind of can spoil it for yourself. Because say a couple is fighting on TV, if I can open Instagram and see like, oh, they're fine, they're still together, it's like, where's my investment in this argument? I know you're just gonna kiss and make up afterwards,
I felt that there's this girl on there called Liv Bentley who I really like her.
Yeah,
I would love to get her on the podcast. I think she's just great.
The whole of Made in Chelsea just
sitting on the sofa.
Yeah,
I'd like her on the podcast. She's naughty. She got suspended from the show briefly once because she was at a party just snorting cocaine and someone filmed it, and she was being called like, oh, I'm on a TV show, the press always make stuff up about me, and she's snorting. But I feel like a lot of people from Made in Chelsea have been caught out in the news for like snorting gear, and it's like, well, duh.
I thought that would be a known thing. Like,
why are they getting suspended for that? Like, they're just Londoners.
I thought that would be encouraged.
Yeah, but she's been dating on off this guy called Tristan. And last I saw, they were off. And then before the new series started, I went on Instagram and they're like snogging, and I was like, what?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So now, like, I'm in Chelsea, and they're separate at the beginning, being like, oh, I've got no respect for him. And it's like, well, we just know that you two get back together.
We know you do have respect for him.
Literally, what's the point?
Yeah.
He's not even that great.
Probably not.
No, he's boring.
No one on any of those shows is a good person. I don't know if I want to say that. But,
no offense, Tristan, but he's just boring. He just seems a bit dry. I was going to say he seems a bit wet. He seems both wet and dry. You know what I mean? Like a bit of a wet lettuce, but also like dry.
Yeah. Sure.
Jeez. Yeah. So bad enough of that. But you know who I do like?
Who?
I've discovered that I love Gemma Collins.
Yeah. Do
you know who Gemma Collins is from Towie? I don't say unfortunately, I fucking love her. I think she's incredible. You know, like MTV Cribs, they have this whole little YouTube like series segment things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was she on MTV Cribs?
On the YouTube one. Okay. She was on like the YouTube little clip ones, and she's...
What's her house like?
Well, first, I'm not even sure if they showed her house. I'm pretty sure they showed like this kind of extension or shed that I don't know. It was very confusing. Then there was another one where it's like her crib again, but it was showing off like
crib.
It was showing off her shop in like Brentwood or Brentford. It's Hounslow, isn't it? Brentwood, Essex, right?
Is she always there? Can you just roll up to her shop and Gemma Collins will just be there?
Whoa, she was in her shop and then she
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to show you some other place. She leaves the shop and then she's like, you'll see me walking through Brentford waving at the people.
Will I?
she's walking around waving like she's the queen.
Yeah.
Brentford. And I was just like, that's quality. She's so funny.
Yeah.
And then she was like, right, my other place is being done up, so I'll show you what it would be like. And she goes into a furniture shop and starts like rolling around on the beds. I decided I fucking love this woman.
Yeah, it's fair.
She's got her own podcast.
Has she?
What is she possibly talking about?
Well, I don't know. But I'm definitely going to check it out.
No offense, Gemma Collins. I love you. No, I genuinely do. I think
Yeah.
like she is proper entertainment value because
Yeah,
she's just
she's
so fucking funny. She can just, I don't know, be cooking. Gemma Collins cooking something.
Is that not a thing yet?
It should be.
I love how you've got tears in your eyes. Literally.
I'm feeling so passionate about this.
Yeah, she seems cool.
Do you remember that time she fell off a stage?
It's ringing a bell.
She fell through a stage like at a gig.
Yeah, where was
Gas
that?
station. I don't know. She wasn't hurt though. She's fine.
Yeah.
She's all right.
So we can talk about it.
So we can just laugh at her falling off
Yeah.
the stage. She's a fucking legend, mate.
Yeah, she is
God,
good.
she's so good.
I wonder how much is a character and how much is like real.
I think it is her because I
Mm.
was watching with DJ Congru, my best mate. I can't say
Yeah.
it's right. He copies me all the time. Yeah, I move slightly out of London. He wants to move slightly out of London. I do things. He wants to do things.
Yeah.
I don't want my real name being spoken. He doesn't want his real name being spoken. He just copies me. So DJ Congru, my best mate, we were watching clips of her, and he thought it's probably not an act because we knew people like this in our
Yeah.
hometown.
Sure.
Like we knew loads of people who were just like that.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, she knows that it makes her successful the way that her persona.
Yeah, she's
So I'm sure
capitalised
she
on
like
her,
leans into it. Yeah.
like Carl Pilkington.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he's not
'Cause
actually.
No one's that dumb. Well,
No, not at all. He puts
that kid that thought that the person was a trillionaire off Twitch.
Christ, that's the new Carl
Maybe that was
Pilkington
Carl
right there.
Pilkington.
Can you
who wrote
imagine?
that
Oh, I can't
comment.
believe that.
Yeah.
Jesus. Speaking of, I don't know why. Like, speaking of Towie,
Yeah.
Adele. Did you see her live? Her Insta live.
Yeah, I adore her. I think she's brilliant.
For someone that's just deleted Instagram and was talking about how shit it is, I've mentioned it about 10 times.
Yeah.
Not related to that.
See, you're going to miss out on so much. You'll get the highlights on other platforms.
Yeah, Facebook
Yeah.
or so. She was.
She's great.
I've never actually listened to. I've heard some of her music, but I've never listened to her as a person. Just talk or whatever.
Sure.
And I was amazed. I think she's incredible.
Yeah, she's great.
What's my body count? What does that
I was
mean?
literally going to say that was my favourite part.
She was literally her being like EastEnders over Coronation Street any day. She could be like the pub person. And she could be Peggy Mitchell.
Yeah, she could.
What a fucking
Oh,
legend.
she'd be brilliant.
Yeah, but I think she's from North London. But why does she sound like she's from Essex?
I don't know. I find it difficult to like place accents to like very specific areas, but I feel like she could fit like London, any of the surrounding areas. I think she'd be fine.
I think she'd do very well on Towie. Would you watch Towie if Adele was on it?
If Adele was on it, I would probably just watch the clips of Adele on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'd stretch to full episodes of Towie.
This is a new segment I'm calling ALIZEE's Facts that I definitely have not stolen from someone else's podcast.
Oh.
I've been listening to, there's a podcast called No Such Thing as a Fish by the writers of QI. So I've been listening to that and it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Listen to it. You can't watch it.
Can you not?
They're doing a live
watch
tour
this.
because they keep interrupting their own podcast to tell me, stop the podcast, we're doing a live tour. Maybe we should go.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We can learn some facts.
I love facts.
Well, here's a fact for you.
Go on.
Charles Darwin really liked eating turtles.
Okay.
And there's a theory about Charles Darwin
Yeah.
that his eating of the turtles helped his theory of not relativity. Sorry, I was listening to a podcast about.
You're just full of science.
I was
aren't
listening
you?
to an audio book, Michio Kaku's one about the universe, and it's like not heat death, but freeze death. Apparently, in 155
Okay,
trillion
another
fucking
thing
years.
to worry about.
Oh, yeah, I know. God, the stress.
Yeah.
The universe can be frozen 150
Oh my
trillion years.
God.
The theory of evolution, not relativity. Theory of evolution. Because apparently he would enjoy going, to different places and eating turtles.
Yeah.
And so he went to one island ate a turtle, went to another island that was close by and ate a different turtle, but he noted that one island's turtle was sweeter than the other, and he was like, but they're the same turtle, so why is there a difference in taste?
Yeah.
And it's a theory as to how he figured out his like theory of evolution, and then started studying like different, same species of animals but in different locations close to each other, because then there's the whole thing about the same species of bird on 4 different islands all have different beaks.
Yeah,
exactly, for eating so Charles Darwin eating some poor turtles.
Why was he going around eating turtles though?
He just really liked the taste, apparently. He just liked eccentric, liked eating turtles.
Weird guy.
You never eaten a turtle?
No, never.
Gets motion, you never?
I don't know how you'd even go about that, to be honest. Do you just scoop them out?
Yeah, hammer, scoop it out. There was a restaurant near my hometown that used to they did an alligator steak. I never tried it because it just sounds a bit, doesn't it taste like chicken? Don't most things end up tasting like chicken?
Well, meat just tastes like how you season it anyway, doesn't it?
Exactly, well done. So many seasonings, only like 4 different types of meat. Well, unless you're eating turtles, then there's 5.
Wow, yeah, that's another one on the list.
Just going around eating loads of alligators.
Let's just name all the animals.
I have another animal fact. Well, not really, insect fact. So, in one of the...
Speaking of insects.
What's going on? Fluff. In one of those olden eras, right, the dinosaur eras, right, there was loads of different... There was like the Triassic period, and then the Jurassic period, and then there was all this... I'm not a fucking archaeologist. I don't know.
That was a big word.
I've just been watching lots of Friends recently, so...
Yeah.
Wait, he's not even an archaeologist, is he? No, No, he's a paleontologist. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know.
What's the difference?
So archaeology...
Fossils.
Paleontology is...
Fossils, right?
Fossils and animals. Archaeology is buildings and stuff, innit?
Archaeology? No.
What am I thinking of?
Architect, yeah.
Well, no, archaeology is a word.
Yeah,
Google
yeah.
it. Like I said, internet's right there. Google it, archaeology.
Okay, so paleontologist studies fossils, and archaeologist studies human artifacts and its remains.
Literally what I said, so everyone can just suck it.
This is an educational podcast.
Technically, no. Actually, shut up, suck your mum. I'm sorry, that was very offensive. I'm sorry to any mums out there who had to listen to that horrible language.
Yes.
I was talking about Ross Geller, paleontologist.
Dinosaur
Ross
eras.
Geller used to have a rucksack that said geology rocks on it.
Oh my god.
I've been watching a lot of Friends. It's just been on in the background recently.
Yeah.
In one of those, I don't know when, dragonflies used to be the size of pigeons. And this is because a lot of insects, if not most of them, breathe through their skin. And oxygen molecules, I think the percentage of oxygen molecules in the air was at 40%, whereas nowadays it's more at 21%. And because they breathe through their skin, basically like oxygen, just there was more power to it. There was more, like, packed more of a punch. So there was more oxygen, so you could...
We're
well,
not getting that premium oxygen anymore.
We're really not.
Bottom of the barrel oxygen now.
Well, if a human existed back then, would that have made them 20 foot tall? I don't know. But dragonflies the size of pigeons. And I actually know another fact about oxygen molecules. If a single oxygen molecule could travel through empty space, it could travel at something like either half or a full kilometre per second. But it actually, from this point to like say 30 centimetres over here, it takes an oxygen molecule fucking ages to get anywhere because there's billions of them. They're making like tens of billions of collisions every like second. So it takes like an oxygen molecule here, it takes so long to get over here. Mad, innit?
Yeah.
There's just so much mad stuff.
Yeah. Whenever we get into, molecules, atoms, that stuff starts to freak me out. There's some freaky weaky stuff going on down there.
Freaky weaky.
Yeah, and I want to, if you look through a microscope, there's some stuff. There's a whole world in there.
I don't like it either, but I just like learning about this stuff. Like this podcast. That's not a podcast. It's an audio book. Michio Kaku. It's the future of the universe. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The future of the universe. It's nothing good. Nothing good.
Just a freezer. Great. But they were saying like loads of... They weren't saying mad shit. They were saying loads of scientific stuff, not mad shit.
Facts, yeah.
About how people worked out, like, I don't know, lights and stuff like that.
Sure.
How they worked out that there was an origin to the universe because light travels. And if the universe had always been around infinitely, then the night sky would be just pure white from the light of other stars. But it ain't, because the universe started at a certain point, had a start point, and it's expanding, and then it's going to unexpand, everything's going to explode. So, hope everyone's having a nice day so far. Listening to this audiobook, I was like, fucking hell, I don't really sweat the small stuff that much anyway, because I am very much of the opinion of nothing exists, who cares? But listening to that stuff, like in 155 trillion years, the universe is going to go through a, not a heat death, a freezer death, and everything is just going to freeze, and there's going to be nothing.
Yeah.
Then all life is going to die in the universe. It's just like, oh, do you know what? I don't care.
I don't sweat the small stuff, aka the fate of the entire universe.
No. It puts things in perspective, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't sweat the small stuff on like a day to day.
Sure,
If someone's
I
a
get
bit
you.
annoying, I'll be like, oh, well, I'll get
You'll
over
delete
it.
your entire Instagram account.
I know. But that helps, because that's the small stuff, and I was sweating over that. I was
Yeah.
sweating over the thought of someone out there really thinking that trillionaires.
Someone thinking trillionaires exist? Unacceptable. The universe freezing and dying? No problem.
Yeah, don't be stressed. That's what I'm saying. But Instagram was becoming a source of a little bit of stress, so I removed it. So I didn't swear anymore, because I was just, there's no point getting angry over stupid. Even, oh my God. It's not like billionaires aren't in the news. It's not like Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos and Elon Musk are not in the news literally every other fucking day for something that they've done. Jeff Bezos recently went to space, and it's all, and no one shut up about it.
Yeah,
Maybe get stuck up there next time.
agreed.
So it's not like billionaires aren't in the news. So
Yeah.
So if a trillionaire existed, we'd see them in the news every single day, is my point.
Yeah.
So how could someone get fooled by a joke? How
That's
could someone get
true.
fooled by a stupid, silly Twitter joke?
Maybe people aren't reading the news.
I blame that. Who said that? Dream. I blame him.
Yeah, sure.
Like, oh God.
To be fair, and you will look down on me for this, but Twitter is basically my source of news. Like, I don't read any like news publication or anything. I just open Twitter and the people will tell me, you know,
I don't know how I'm meant to
with
respond to
discourse
that.
and think pieces attached.
My source of news isn't much better. Mine is I
The
look
Metro.
at the Metro every morning, and then I get annoyed over dumb shit in the
Right.
Metro.
Yeah.
Christ, because they've really been on their, not chakras. I don't mind that stuff. Chakras and like, and I don't mind that stuff so much. But when it's things like live at a place with a winding path, so that bad energy gets confused and can't go
Oh
through
my
your front door,
God.
and then hang up mirrors everywhere. So again, the bad energy, because bad energy is really stupid. The mirrors will confuse the bad energy, so
negative
they'll just go
vibes.
somewhere.
The negative vibes will just get lost along the way.
I do actually have some articles that I'd like to go over, some little clown worlds.
Yeah, sounds good.
I feel like I know what you're going to say to this headline.
Okay.
Scientists create creature that doesn't need to breathe.
Interesting. I would like to hear more.
What's the point?
I mean,
Like, scientists are out of control. They get funded for this stuff.
I know, just because
No one funds me. I have to fund myself.
just because you should do something doesn't necessarily mean just because you can do something doesn't necessarily mean you should.
Thanks to some biological tinkering, a team of scientists found a way to keep tadpoles alive even after taking away their ability to breathe. How mean is that? Like, that's just so mean.
Yeah, we're doing stuff to animals just for the sake of it.
At the Ludwig Maximilians University, researchers injected photosynthetic algae into the tadpoles, creating a symbiotic relationship between amphibian and microbe that keeps the amphibians alive without any environmental oxygen. It's an odd experiment. I'm glad this is a website called futurism.com. I'm glad like someone, recognizes it's weird.
Where is the ethics department on this also?
How does someone get this idea though? Like, what if
What if, I know.
we took away tadpoles? How do they breathe?
It's not
Why
like
do they
we
breathe?
have actual problems to solve on this planet. Like, why are hello, we've got climate change going on. Any scientists want to think about that instead of just making tadpoles unable to breathe?
The only thing I could think of as to why they might have done this was something to do with like deep sea or deep space exploration. That's the only thing that I could think of.
I think it's a warning that pretty soon we're not going to be able to breathe, and they're like, we need to figure this out.
It's an odd experiment that could have important medical value, keeping someone alive when a stroke cuts off their brain's oxygen supply, for example. I didn't consider that. Now we're the dum-dums.
I know.
This is why we're not scientists.
Cut all of that out.
We just hear sneering, be like, what's the fucking point of that? It might help keep this person's brain alive. Oh, carry on then, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating step forward in biological experimentation in its own right. What right? Right is a pretty funny word to use when you're literally taking away the right of some little living creature's ability to breathe.
Yeah, pretty harsh.
In order to test a new hybrid, the researchers starved the tadpoles of oxygen until their brains shut down completely. I'm aghast.
Speaking of brains shutting down completely.
They shined a light into the water. I just how can someone think of doing this? Who sits there and just like what board meeting is there where they're just brainstorming this?
So guys, what I was thinking was
they shined a light into the water tank, activating the algae and causing it to produce oxygen. Once they did so, the tadpoles' brains became active again, indicating the algae were successfully keeping their new host alive. So the algae were like taking over the tadpoles, like those, what are they called? The lurks from Animorphs, not the slurgs, the lurks. Or any film where you assimilate the body. Like The Thing.
Yeah.
Where, like, have you seen The Thing, 1982, John Carpenter? That like, keeps a form of the host alive. What's it?
Sure.
What is this shit? What are you looking at?
What did you ask me to say?
Lurks, Animorphs. It's called Lurks, right? We had a whole episode where I was calling them slurgs, but that's just something from Abe's Exodus. Gettysburg College biologist Ryan Kearney, who didn't contribute to the new study.
Okay, so why are you here?
Yeah, lurks. Yerks. What's a lurk then? Yerks. Well, I've got a brain yerk.
And what did this guy that didn't contribute to the study say then?
He told the scientists that researchers, himself included, have been trying to create artificial symbiotic relationships with algae. It was a weird goal, isn't it? It's a weird thing.
So that guy was somewhere in the field then? Because the way they said this person didn't contribute to the experiment, I was like,
just like someone
Brandon from the street. Like, so.
With the goal of changing or improving animal physiology for about a decade. Look, animals have a way of improving their own physiology, yeah? It's called, as Charles Darwin coined it, evolution. We don't need to be... Do you know what would make this dog better if it breathed fire? He added there are still many unknowns, a troubling lack of regulations over the niche scientific field. It's not just sneering.
I would say so, yeah.
Our ethics are right on the ball. And risks associated with harmful algae. What harmful algae?
You never know what could be out there. Well, down there. Like, we've only explored how much of the ocean?
I think we've explored more of the surface of Mars than we have of the deep sea. Like, there's some... Oh,
that's crazy.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Who knows? But then, so how would that work then? Do we need to attach the algae to the person that's having a stroke and then they can breathe through their skin? Eventually, like, is this the eventual goal?
I just saw a really stupid advert.
Any sign?
No, the article stops after saying the potential implications are also just fascinating to speculate about. Kearney added, can we get away from breathing as a way to keep our brains going? That is the end of the article. So they don't even really explain that much
how it would work. Yeah.
And then there's a horrible advert about stars who have destroyed their looks.
Standard.
It was a bit too much.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. I'm open to not having to breathe one day.
Yeah, but all those tadpoles being harmed.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it can't be fun for them because, the tadpoles have been breathing and then suddenly they can't breathe.
Yeah, I don't
They're just
understand.
like, what's going on?
What we're allowed to do to animals and not is like very random, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a very random thing to pick on. Your article, next your turn, I believe.
Of animals.
Oh.
And their relationship with humans. I found a very interesting article about a certain zookeeper and his relationship with a crane. So the crane was called Walnut.
Right.
Yeah. And Walnut was born in a species recovery program. Basically, I think these like cranes are like quite rare. So they have like very strict, like, conservationist situation with it. But the crane, when it was a chick, was hand raised by human volunteers, and they didn't like understand the imprinting of the cranes like to the fullest extent. So basically they're saying now they don't think that Walnut sees the other cranes as like their species. Like I think Walnut maybe thinks they're like a human or something. And has apparently killed some of the male cranes that have like hit on her, which fair enough, we all do.
Legend.
Yeah. And it says it has not been proven that Walnut killed her previous suitors. However, there is a persistent rumor in the white-naped crane conservation community that she did. So, you know, there's not enough evidence for Walnut to go to jail, crane jail. But yeah, but it's being talked about. So yeah, the species is highly endangered and the gene pool of the captive population is small. So it's really important for them to like mate and not kill the rest of their species. So anyway, Walnut meets this guy called Chris at the conservation and immediately started paying special attention to him and ignoring all of the eligible male cranes in the enclosure. She knows what she wants. She's going for it. She initiated their courtship, performing the opening moves of a mating dance. And then Chris, in his strange human mind, realised that if he reciprocated the mating dance, that it might be possible to artificially inseminate Walnut with her participation and consent, which the process usually involves like restraining the bird, but they thought, you know, Walnut is into it.
Right.
So this is our chance, right? And it worked. And Chris and Walnut have had 5 children together who were raised by other crane couples at the facility. Both because it's unclear whether Walnut would accept the chicks as her own and because Chris is not equipped to be a crane dad. So yeah, the Institute provides her artificial eggs to sit on. Chris takes his turn looking after them. For all intents and purposes, Chris and Walnut are like together with children, pretty much. Chris accepts that he's pretty much married to the bird, and white-naped cranes live to be about 60 and they mate for life. So he can't retire while Walnut is alive. And at the time of this article, Walnut is 36 and Chris is 42. So
he's going to spend his life with a crane.
yeah, so this is like a lifelong now commitment.
Wow.
Yeah.
One question.
Yeah.
Are the babies like half human, half...
No.
It's not Chris's sperm.
I don't think so. It wasn't clear in the article.
Well, it's meant no, but it's
yeah, it's
they've made an it.
It's
No,
for the conservation of the cranes.
I did think by the title of that, I thought it was going to go down the route of dolphin trainers and dolphins that fuck. You know about that, right?
Is that like a known?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think there was a dolphin. I think his name was Google Pete the dolphin, I believe.
You know him by name.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's messed up.
Okay.
Yeah, Pete the actually it is really oh my god, it's so messed up. So Pete the dolphin
Yeah.
had a
Dolphin who loved me.
yes, had
I feel
a
like I've heard of
trainer
this.
who was a scientist, and they were just doing like not experimentation on the dolphin, but I think they were trying to. No, they were actually. I think they were trying to teach the dolphin how to speak English or humanese or whatever, and they were giving him LSD. I'm pretty sure that they were giving the dolphin LSD.
Jealous. Okay.
And dolphins are very horny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they will, I mean,
They
have sex for pleasure.
Yeah, the reputation of dolphins as like
not
these
good.
gentle, intelligent creatures is
Yeah,
like
it's not
a
true.
false narrative. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they will kill for fun. They will rape porpoises for fun. They will also have sex with each other for pleasure. They also have nicknames and their own little language. So do whales. They give each other nicknames. Like they, you know, they're. I think their cerebellum is like 5 times bigger than a human's in dolphins. I believe it's
Whales one.
no, a dolphin's
Oh.
cerebellum is 3 times bigger than humans or something like that. They're very smart. They're basically water people.
So yeah, maybe they know more than us. And every time they choose violence.
Well, anyway, so dolphins, they're very like horny, right?
Yeah.
So Pete was being a bit amorous, is that the word? He was just being a bit too much, and she decided, because she was a scientist, she decided if I relieve him, if I give him hand jobs, then maybe it'll calm him down. Because it's like if you have a dog and they have too much testosterone, it's actually kinder to have the dog's balls. It's kinder to have a dog's balls removed because They're not
Because
going
they'll
to,
just hump and hump and hump.
and it's kind of like painful for them because they can't get out that, like they've always got kind of like nature telling them to like fuck other dogs, but they can't do it because they just have dog puppies all the time. Unless, I don't know, your family that's into just having dog puppies constantly.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of to get rid of that constant urge, right? So I think she was thinking the same thing with the dolphin. If I just like, you know, give him hand jobs. What ends up happening is the dolphin fell in love with the scientist.
You would, though.
Yep, fell in love with her. And then, so they worked together for a few years, and then she just, I don't know, maybe they stopped having funding or she decided to get a new job. But either way,
Sorry, no more funding for dolphin hand jobs.
Yeah.
You're out of it.
either way, they got split up. She didn't, I don't think she like seems to really care. I don't think she's like, I don't know, from stuff that I've seen, maybe I've got that wrong, but from stuff I've seen, she just seemed to be very
She
much
doesn't
like,
seem that heartbroken over it.
well, she was just very much like, no, this is,
Article seems to skim past the whole dolphin hand job business.
yeah, they do. I think she saw it very scientifically, so she was like, oh, whatever, it was just, you know, a science thing I was doing.
Every time I have sex, I also think of it that way.
It's just something I was doing for science.
This is science.
But however, Pete got depressed and heartbroken by not being with that woman, and then he committed suicide,
Oh my gosh.
which dolphins can do. They will just literally stop breathing and lie down at the bottom of a tank. They'll cut off their breathing and then they'll drown. So, poor Pete the dolphin. Like, fucking scientists and trainers like having sex. Like, there are trainers that have actually had sex with their dolphins too. Their dolphins, like, they own them. Like, their dolphin partners, not partners.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you know what I mean?
Dolphin lovers.
Yeah.
Do you reckon dolphin lovers? Dolphins.
Happy Pride.
Dolphins are incredibly intelligent, though.
Yes,
Say we discovered that dolphins were actually more intelligent than the average human, which doesn't seem unlikely.
Yeah.
Say we discovered that, and say we discovered a way to communicate with them, and then like some dolphins wanted to bone humans and vice versa. Do you reckon that would be like made legal, dolphin boning? Because if the dolphins are like, "Hey, we're smarter than you and we consent,"
Oh my gosh.
I don't like where this is going. So can we stop messing around with dolphins, please? Stop giving them LSD. Stop trying to teach them to talk. Just leave them.
Honestly.
Just stop putting them in
Stop
cages.
wanking off dolphins, please.
Just leave them alone. I don't like where this is going.
Me neither.
Half dolphin, half human babies. That'd be nasty.
Yeah. So anyway, human-animal relationships. I think let's try and get some boundaries in there.
One last article. Mum tells off son for not flushing the loo, but discovers the family cat is to blame. And this is why I read the Metro every day. They have a picture. So Archie, who's 13, well, Natalie, 46, kept finding the toilet unflushed in the morning. She jumped to the obvious conclusion that it was her son Archie, who was 13. So she kept lecturing him, being like, fucking flush the toilet.
Yeah.
What's that meme of the Scottish lady? It was one of yours.
Which one of you
Disgusting.
doesn't know how to flush the toilet after you've taken a shit?
Literally like that. Turns out Archie was framed. One night, the family returned from a trip. They turned on the lights and they found their cat was squatting on the toilet. So then the mum managed to get a video of the cat using the toilet. Because the thing is, you can teach cats to use toilets.
Yes.
Usually you have to put like a special little seat. On
If
the
they've
toilet so they
made
don't
no
fall in.
effort to teach the cat to use the toilet, then that's quite incredible.
Well, so it's clear he's been using the loo wherever he can. So Natalie and her husband Colin have 3 cats who all have their own litter trays. But Rocket the cat uses the family bathroom. What's crazy is I haven't trained him at all. He's always been obsessed with watching me go to the loo and being in the bathroom in general. So maybe he's just copied me.
Why are you letting your cat watch you on the toilet, though?
Like I see that point of view, and it's not like I had a cat, but it's not like I'd let them watch me on the toilet. But when you do have when you have cats and like say you do need to go to the toilet, whatever, you close the door. If the cat wants to use, I don't know, like cats, they can be a bit like they'll scratch at doors and like meow and be like, "What are you doing? Let me in."
Yeah.
So sometimes, because my sister, she has a cat that is very sort of clingy in that way. Like my sister complains that she has no privacy because she'll go to the bathroom and then the cat, like if she locks the door, the cat will just be like wailing outside the door and be like, let me in. And then apparently my sister, I don't know if this is TMI, but like the cat will just like sit on her lap while she's trying to use the toilet.
Oh my god.
I'll just send this to my sister now, see
I
if
know,
she's okay
yeah.
with me like leaving this.
Yeah.
Well, no one knows who she is. But yeah, her cat's very nice actually. Really nice cat.
Yeah.
Very sweet. Big
I
green
feel like when
eyes.
cats are like clingy to their owners, that's like a compliment of the highest order, because you know how some cats can be,
Yeah.
whatever. I feel like that's a huge compliment.
The couple, who are property developers, now wish they could train their other cats to follow suit. What's that got to do with anything? Property developers. Why do I need to know? What is the metro is so pointless.
Well, you might want to know their career. Like, it could be relevant. Like if there's
Property
some,
development.
yeah. But if there's some kind of like animal trainer who, the couple who, by the way, train cats to use the toilet all the time, it's important information.
I feel
And
like
I
it would
just-
only be usable for cats to use the toilet that way if you could also train them to flush it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'll be a bit annoying to go to the toilet all the time and just see cat poo there. Do you think that'd be a bit like manky?
I mean, how, like, the poos can't be that big.
Cat poo, it's not, no.
I feel like
Couple
by
of
looking in the
inches.
toilet, you'd know as well that, like, that was a cat poo. You wouldn't be like, my 13-year-old son, like,
That's what someone said in the
doing
comment section.
droppings.
Someone said in the comments that, like, what is
How
your...
could you not tell?
Yeah, what are you not feeding your son properly?
Yeah.
So thoughts on that?
Child social services.
If you got a cat, would you teach it to use the toilet?
I have actually thought about this.
Why, you don't have a cat?
I know, but because I do really want a pet, and I have thought about getting a cat, and I think like because I don't want to deal with like all the litter box like type thing. So I have thought it would be good if the cat could use the normal toilet, but there's something a bit creepy about it, like the way they like perch on the seat and stuff. It's just,
It's just
there's something a
weird.
bit uncanny about it. It's like, no, you're getting a bit too close to human behavior now. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
next thing you know, you're going to be sat up at the dinner table with me.
Do you know what? There's a YouTuber called Jun who does Jun's Kitchen, and he and his wife Rachel, they have like I think 4 cats now,
Yeah.
and he teaches them to do amazing things like little high fives. They're so well trained.
Yeah.
I reckon he could teach a cat to use a toilet but also flush it.
That
Let's
would
set
be
that out
amazing.
publicly as a personal challenge from me to
Yeah.
you, Jun of
If you're
Jun's
watching
Kitchen.
this,
Teach your cat to shit in a toilet, but also flush it. And then I'll be truly impressed. That would be metro worthy. And I think that is all we actually have time for today.
yeah.
So thank you, Kieron, for being here with me.
Pleasure, as
It's been
always.
very nice. You'll be on again soon, no doubt. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Don't follow me on Instagram. Don't bother. There's nothing there. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.